Good evening, everyone. Today's interest rate hike was as expected, 0.75, so 3/4 of a point, which the market had pretty much accounted for. And I think that overall Powell's speech went well. The market definitely rallied on the news. Now, all we have to wait for is the GDP. Now, if the GDP comes as expected tomorrow, then I would expect this rally to continue. However, if it's worse, then I expect the sell to do some selling off, at least short term. As we all know, inflation is very bad. I would not be surprised if it's worse. However, I tend to think maybe it's going to get fudged a little. So hopefully it comes in somewhere around expected. In which case, if we are able to hold the SPY over 400 and definitely over 405, that's where my range has been, somewhere between 400 and 405. I expect to see a lot of shorts start covering. So those heavily shorted stocks like AMC, GME, BBIG, Mullen, Upstart, DraftKings, Affirm, there's several guys. I mean, it's across the board. Crypto related stocks like Mara, Riot, Tide, you will see those start to rip if tomorrow's news is bullish for the market. So I want everybody to keep that in mind because it's going to make a huge difference. So tomorrow morning, we're going to know what direction we go. And I'm hoping that we finally get some relief and a rally for the bulls. Do I think that the pain is over? No, not permanently. I think there could be some more downside to come, but I do expect that we get a short-term bear market rally that happens. And then, guys, I think a lot of it will determine on what happens over the next month or two as far as if that rally is able to continue and sustain itself or whether we have a massive sell-off. I mean, overall, the jobs data has been good and stable. So that's what's keeping things going, in my opinion. But we all know when you go to fill up the gas and you go to the grocery store or you go to buy anything that, even cat food and things like that, prices have gone substantially higher than what they were. So, there's definitely a high level of inflation. Let's be honest here. And that hasn't changed. But hopefully we see some relief over the short term with the new interest rate hike, guys. I am bullish short term, but in the long term, I think that's still to be determined. And I'm not sure we've seen a complete bottom yet, but it's hard to say. And I do think that the bottom that we've seen is pretty darn close to where we could trend if we go further down. But, that's really hard to say at this point. I am just telling you that if we get good numbers tomorrow, expect that SPY to rip and expect to see some serious covering going on because the risk, guys, becomes far greater than the reward of continuing to short when a rally does come in. So you will see them dump those, especially these very high interest stocks, like Redbox, Revlon, things that are trading, with 400, 500, 600, 700% cost to borrow and more, guys. Those will be the ones that I would expect to cover first. But if you notice, interestingly enough, they're hesitant even today after that good news. I swear they're waiting for tomorrow to make their decision up because things in those categories just stayed very flat or even red today, which to me, when the market started rallying, was quite surprising, although I don't know why it would be. When I look at the dark pool data, obviously it is much higher than it normally is for those stocks. I mean, they're always high, but stocks that are normally 60% were traded 70% plus in the dark pool today. Stocks that were normally traded around 70% were traded 80% in the dark pool today. So, guys, I mean, unfortunately, this is a very manipulated market as far as they find every way to break the rule as possible. They do not use the dark pool for what it's intended for, and there's payment for order flow. So as long as the dark pool and payment for order flow exist, this will continue. Anyways, guys, just a quick update. I got to go take my daughter for surgery, and it's my birthday, so I'm going out tonight. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a very wonderful day.